And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on a Thursday. Once again, the Barnes and Tony Endeavor. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, dude. Stoked for our endeavor today. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a good one. Unfortunately, 2 New York losses to recap from last night. But still, lots to look forward to today. And like you said, just get back at it next game. Let's focus, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we could do. And it's funny that you mentioned that because last night, I want to say time-wise, let's call it 8:30. I could probably just check, but I'm too lazy to check. I got a text from one of our own, Mr. Kev Dew, chirping about Rodon and Wells, after the Nationals had stolen a couple of bases, not holding them on. And first of all, I mean, in the middle of the game within reach. Obviously, they didn't end up winning, but a little premature there. Obviously, before the Mets had even started. So again, I mean, maybe jumping the gun, Tony. And then I messaged you before the show, but it's just like with anybody, it's just like, I mean, I feel like I'm just at a point where with chirps when it comes to the Yankees specifically. I mean, I'm really like, especially somebody texting me because remember I was telling you during the Yankees Mets series, I got a couple of texts. Mm-hmm. Like it's like I don't know why people think I'm going to answer. I mean, I think better.
Yeah, no, of course,
it's
obviously.
Like, it just
and then it's I don't know, it's tough. Obviously, Kev Dew, you want to talk your smack, that's totally fine.
Mets hadn't
fucking, and then like the loss again, like
almost a moosh.
When I see things like that happen, I'm like, yo, dude, like you fucked us. Okay.
Yeah.
Because like, why would you chirp before the game even started? Exactly. And it's not like, again, Diamondbacks, like already, like you kind of have to, come from behind to even think about winning. At this point, Diamondbacks have been so good. So yeah, dude, I don't know. That's not really my style. Obviously, that's Kev Dew's style, which is fine. But you gotta watch your back, dude, because again, like you start talking shit during the Yankee game, all of a sudden Mets blowing it. Is not a good look.
No, exactly. So, and listen, like, I mean, I think now, because I think we've talked about this a couple of times, now everybody knows, and I would expect, at this point moving forward, not to get any more text like that from anyone, I mean, even Uncle James trying it, I mean, but typical Mets fan though, but what is he in his 60s? I mean, it's like, I guess we'll give him a pass, but it's like, come on.
Right. Well,
does he not know better?
What does Kev do in his 70s?
Back in my day. We have a couple of comments about that, but before we get there, let's start at the top. Someone we haven't talked about in a while.
Michael Buchter for the first time,
yes,
dude.
Yeah, actually, read his comments first, and then we'll have a couple of things to say.
Early and often, he comes in 9:31 a.m. Barnes, the Yankees are shit, which we've seen him from him before. He gets torn up over the losses. He says, you're a baseball guy, not a football guy, buddy, which is like interesting. And then he goes, I'm the football guy. You don't know what you're even saying when Mahomes is better than Brady. I need to educate you on football.
Michael.
Was he like watching an old episode though? Because I feel like we haven't talked about Mahomes in a little while, right? I mean,
maybe at the horseshoe, but
maybe
we didn't
just remembering
say anything about in terms of the hierarchy of greatest.
But I mean, he does, obviously he's addressing your infatuation with Mahomes.
What's going on here is because he even texted me. We were at the horseshoe, and I forgot to answer because it was right before the show started or in the middle of the show, whatever it was. That he apologizes, that he hasn't been, following the show as closely because he's been too immersed in the political race, and that's and I just want to offer a helping hand to Michael because this is always it's been my philosophy going way back that where you steer clear, buddy. I don't know who's in the ear, maybe the girlfriend, who knows, but you steer clear of that. focus on the good things in life, the finer things in life, and that's baseball, that's football, that's sports in general. And to have the audacity as a supposed Yankee fan, Tony, to have the audacity to come at me and say the Yankees are shit when they're in first place. Michael, you're asleep at the wheel, bud. I mean, I'll give him a pass though, because like I said, it's been a little while. I haven't seen him in a little while, and I just feel like if he was back to being in here every day, or us seeing him every couple of weeks at the Horseshoe, then I would have talked to him about this stuff, and we'd be on the same page, no problem. But I just think when you steer away that far, this is unfortunately what happens.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he said it. You said it. He hasn't been locked into the show as much, and I mean that's especially. I feel like when you're not really locked into sports, and you're just kind of maybe seeing headlines or whatnot, looking at box scores. That's where you could say, all right, like the Yankees, couple bad losses, they've had that tough streak, they are shit. But in reality, I mean, they are top of the league in terms of record. And it's actually pretty interesting because I feel like, what do we have, like 30 games left? 29, 31?
Something like
32?
that. Yeah, I mean, we're obviously almost in September here.
Yeah, I mean, it should be interesting to see what teams kind of end up, maybe with more than 100 wins. Because, I mean, I don't know, man. With the amount of teams that have, I feel like at this point, 80s, high 70s, I guess we'll see where the Yankees do end up. But again, you would still imagine that they win the division. Wild card goes to the Orioles. So, I mean, to say that they're shit, Brian, is I think far from the truth.
Right. And then also to say that he needs to teach me football and he's defending Brady of all people. It's like, Michael, look, I really feel like he's asleep at the wheel. And also, I don't think anybody here said that at this point, that Mahomes is better than Brady. You maybe want to say that he's more talented, could do more things. But of course, until he gets close in Super Bowls, Brady's going to have him in that regard. But the blind defense of Brady too. I mean, it just and like by educating on football, when it seems like he's the guy who has been tight at the Steelers, not really watching Michael, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough for Michael, unless again, maybe we don't know. Past few weeks, newfound respect for the Steelers, kind of hyped up here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's interesting. And again, I didn't know. Is he a big Brady guy? I didn't even know, dude.
I don't know, but I think the message here, Tony, is we need a Michael Buck time at the Horseshoe next time.
Yeah.
We have a full conversation. Get them on the same page. I think honestly, the blinders might be on. The girlfriend. I mean, that does happen. You get steered off the wrong path, especially sports wise. Easy to get distracted.
Yes, it is, dude. And I guess speaking of that conversation, though, because it's going to probably come down to, is Mahomes better than Brady conversation? Do you think at the end of the day, like Super Bowl wins is what's going to, like,
I mean, everybody's going to look at
that combo?
And I think it's one of those things, you could probably get to a case where, Brady with 7, if Mahomes at least gets to like 5 or 6, and then you look at all the statistics and he's far out ahead in that, then maybe, it's more of a conversation. But he definitely, has 3 right now, which is a great start, under 30 years old here. So I think as he wins more, you'll get closer and closer there. That's really all I have to say there. But of course, hope Michael's doing well. And like I said, looking forward to give him a little assistance, Tony.
Yes, always. Barnes always there to help.
Yeah,
dude.
A helping hand, Michael.
Speaking of people who need a helping hand, Josh B in the house says Buckta is back. What is up, gents? Let's have a day. Yankees, oof, he says. Hashtag TC, hashtag sports, hashtag DTV. Didn't say anything about the draft tonight. You think he's nervous?
Very nervous.
Very nervous, yes. Speaking of very nervous, Kev Du, Buckta, what's good, my guy? Damn Mets and Yankees lose. What's up, fellas? Josh B, probably with a true statement here. Kev Du gets more pleasure from the Yankees losing than the Mets winning.
Kind of interesting. Kind of Matthew Ryan-ish.
Kind of a parallel to Brian almost with the opposite. Yes. You so much enjoy when the Mets lose, dude.
I'm not saying that, we don't have, a chuckle or two, but there's no
A
way
chuckle.
that's even close to the
Brian
priority.
cackles
But I'm
at
saying,
Mets losses,
but I'm
dude.
saying to the priority of the Yankees winning. I mean, it's not even in the same
I don't
hemisphere,
know, man.
Tony.
I feel like Yankees lose, Mets win, you're downtrodden. Yankees, Mets lose, you're a
No.
little bit more. There's a difference.
No, it's all about the Yankees.
Misery loves company, Brian.
No.
Yes.
This is one of those things. It's like a cab due text. It's just not going to be taken seriously.
Lonnie also in the house. Yankees really lost series to the Nationals. He's upset. Good calling, by the way, today, Lonnie. I heard you. He says, a chuckle or two. Yeah. He knows what I'm saying. Josh B, hype for 9 p.m. draft day, he says. And Bucked it back in here, says that he's at school, guys. Won't be back for a while. And he says, not a big Brady guy. Election this November is huge. Our country is at stake.
I thought he listened to the open, Tony. I thought he did.
I don't know. I mean, he must. Maybe he missed it, dude. Back at school, the drinking probably already, dude. The Bloody Marys in the morning, sip class.
Michael, sports, and I'll give you a pass for the football education, but come on, bud. You're better than that.
And I mean, I get it. You want to get in, into the future of the country. That's great. But, before November, there's a start of football in September, and then there's October.
Yeah, there's a lot of time, and it's a lot of wasted time to watch coverage and all this stuff about that. Please, dear God. We all know what the answer is. Let's just put it that way.
And Lonnie says, thanks to me for shouting out him for the call. He has had more information for them, but Dave fat fingered the call, dude.
Now, I wonder, did he actually fat figure, or was it like,
I think it was a
you know what I mean? Going. I didn't listen to it.
I'm trying to. Well, they were talking about Rick wanted to be a bat boy or ball boy, excuse me, for the Mets.
Yeah, I heard him say
age restriction though. Lonnie came in. I don't forget what the age restriction is. I don't think he said it or they said it, but obviously Rick too old. And then they were just like, all right, thanks for the call on it. Because I guess I don't know what time it is. They were just like kind of getting on with the conversation, whatever.
But also, Rick, I mean, is that really necessary? I don't know. Bat boy. I mean, let the little kid have it, no?
Honestly, I have a similar stance as like if I'm going to catch a home run ball and there's a kid next to me, like I'm not giving it to the kid. Like this is my opportunity.
Not giving it to the kid, but I'm saying you don't think something for that, especially him being that, he's a former NHL player, has all these opportunities to do things. I don't know. It just seems like something that should be left for somebody who's not as fortunate. That's all.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that somebody me though? Because I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'd be sick.
I mean, you didn't get to play in the NHL.
I
didn't get to play in the NHL.
No,
but I'm not going to be a fucking Mets bat boy. I'll tell you that much. Or a Yankee bat boy. I don't want to be a fucking bat boy.
Why? Isn't that cool?
Kind of chief. Honestly.
What the hell? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. I mean, the only thing I would say is, like, of course, it would be cool to be on the field during the game, but I just feel like the whole position of bat boy, I mean, I don't know. It just feels like I'm a 12-year-old. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What about like a ball boy at like the U.S. Open or something? Like tennis? How about that? They got adults doing that.
You can just get legend seats instead.
I guess, dude.
Keep it in perspective.
What if you get the jersey too, with the BB in the back? Keep it. Whole uniform.
I don't know. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I guess I would do it, but I would prefer to be on the field in a different form than being a bat boy. Just like I said, it just seems like something that's meant for a middle school, high school kid.
Do they have? I would imagine they have like a separate locker room, right? Like they're not in the locker room with the team, probably.
You would think.
Yeah. Let's see. Michael Buckner says, I know, by the way. The election is too heated this year. And he says, I'm too heated about this election.
Yeah, Michael, we just talked about it, bud. You got to let it go. It really don't stop watching the news. I'm telling you, you're better off, bud.
Wow, dude.
Sports, football, Yankees. Actually, watch the Yankees instead of look at box scores. Come on. I know you're better, Michael.
Yeah, he is better.
I know you're better.
He could use a sit down whole game, no distractions, no girlfriend. Just the boys.
Yep.
Jimmy.
Exactly.
Maybe your father. Watching a game. And then Lonnie comes in here and says, yep, RJ told me, fat fingered, whatever. Rick likes to have fun, Brian. You're the guy who doesn't even watch movies. Shut up.
I mean, listen, if you think dressing up like a 15-year-old kid is fun, I mean, I guess. I don't know.
He says, I bet you'd be a ball boy for the Yankees and you're a little Yankee boxers.
Like I said, I just think it's just one of those things. Don't take it away from the kid. That's all. I mean, I think it's fair, Tony, honestly. It's not. It's kind of selfish, honestly.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
No, I don't think it is selfish. That's crazy, dude.
How about just like this is something that you would say though, honestly? Like I'm gonna put on my inner Tony here for a second. The whole definition of the word is
It's
boy.
boy.
It's meant for a boy. That's what you would say if you're on the opposite side of this argument.
Yeah, maybe, but I still would want to do it though. And I think Rick should be given a shot. And I feel like if anything, they should make it. I think they can make an exception for him. Come on.
What he's saying doesn't make any sense. Oh, shut up! Don't take it away from the kid. Well, isn't it one or the other? Like
Maybe that's what he's saying. You're saying, don't take it away from the kid. Oh, shut up! He's quoting you. I don't know, Lonnie.
Seems a little defensive. I don't know. Did he take away from a kid one time? Is that what it was?
Definitely did, dude. Definitely stole like a
out
foul
there.
ball.
The Yankee boxers.
The Yankee boxers, dude. Lonnie's got him. Come
on. You know what I have to say, Tony, that I did not realize. I guess it makes sense given the field size, but Tour Championship doesn't start for another
11:30. Yeah, I think it's the first tee time. 11:16.
Bradley and Thomas.
Followed
by Hoagie and Rye.
Christian Bezenhout.
Yeah. And then Lonnie, a little aggressive this morning. Yes, I'm telling you to shut up.
Wow, dude. I think he's tight about the fat finger hang up.
Yeah.
Gotta be, dude.
Struck a nerve.
No fat fingers over here, Brian. That's for sure.
Oh, man, dude. It's too funny. But yeah, I guess, it probably won't be an update, but we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh, well, at the end of the episode, probably, right? Come on.
Yeah, but they update late. There'll be one hole played, maybe.
Wow, you're tight.
A little bit, but it's all right. Obviously it's nice, the golf going on, during the show,
No, yeah, I definitely much prefer that, dude.
Yeah. But then again, listen, what are we going to do? Can't complain. Today's going to be awesome. The gaming corner, the food, the draft.
The food's going to be ridiculous, dude. Like, honestly,
the
so
dessert.
Pumped.
Definitely got to get a lot of dessert. Did we have a call?
No, Michael texting me. He's on the phone. He's talking to this TV guy. We got a TV that's broken.
All of a sudden, now I have on both ears. You just whatever you press. Just
really?
Put it in. That's not possible.
I think it's the cable. I think is a little finicky. Maybe on the way out. Even. But yeah, no. Michael just texted me. But yes, pumped for the food. The pizza. No pizza yesterday. Normally gaming corner yesterday. Yeah. Pizza is tradition. Was like let's hold off. Save it for tomorrow, dude. Luigi's. I'm so pumped, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and figure out. Have you heard from Matt? I texted him yesterday about coming today.
He didn't answer?
He said that he'd have to. He'll like let me know for sure tomorrow morning, which is right now.
Good morning.
Good morning, Matthew Gabriel.
Well, you would think at some point. I mean, just judging by history, I know I'm sure he's got clients, but maybe he pops in during the show and we get an answer that way. But
yeah, typically does.
I didn't ask him yesterday.
No, yeah, I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, man, saw that you totally forgot that the draft was tomorw." So like, I just wanted to let you know.
That was so funny. Though.
Hilarious,
dude.
It
was too typical.
And he has me for all in it. Like, yeah, dude, like fucking in it. But it's gonna be dope, dude. We have a sweet little setup. We're gonna have like a little area over here too. So in between our picks, we can break down what we were thinking, whatnot, dude.
Yes.
Let's go, man.
No, things are getting serious.
Lonnie, the company.
Oh, here he is.
All right, Lonnie, let's go.
Yanni.
Ball boy Lonnie.
Oh, watch your mouth.
Yo, dude. Yeah, ball boy.
Mouth, Tony.
Ball boy Lonnie, but not for baseball, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely watch your mouth now. Anyway, good morning.
What's going on, man?
Just wanted to call in and clarify what I was saying. You and the whole kid stuff, you got to stop with that. Because as Tony is saying, that's something that anybody will want to do. And if you know the show, you know who Rick is. He pretty much is a big kid. So that's exactly why once he said what he said this like almost a minute ago that he wanted to be the bull boy. So,
yeah,
reached out to my sources.
No, sorry, what were you saying?
I reached out to my sources, and the person told me like right off the rip, like, nah, that's pretty much not gonna happen. And I was just like, why not? And he was just because he's, of age of a grown person.
What is the age restriction? Is it 18 or?
Wait, so but is it this?
I don't really know. Probably more what Barnes is saying is kind of like a kid thing, which is why when he initially said it, I was like, I don't know if that's gonna work, but I'll make the call. I'll, do what I got to do. And the person was just like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I was like, all right. So I spoke to somebody yesterday, and I asked them the same thing, and they pretty much told me the same thing because of his age is, not pretty much gonna happen. But this person told me some other information, which is why I called in today. But they fat fingered the call, so I basically told RJ, and hopefully he relays the message. But I'll probably call back tomorrow to, I guess, bust Dave's ass for freaking hanging up on me, and then actually get into what I actually called for, because I didn't want to just give Rick bad news. I wanted to give him good news as well. So hopefully I get to do that tomorrow. Well, hopefully RJ, sprinkled it in the air a little bit, but I want to actually say it to him tomorrow.
Can I ask you what the good news is?
No, I'm not going to tell you, obviously.
By the way,
why would I do that?
I don't know. Rick, by the way, I looked it up. 42 years old. So we'll be,
Wow! Why you doing?
That's public
Why you
knowledge. It's on Google, my guy.
Yeah, but come on. You got to, first of all, if you listen to the show, you got to deduct the COVID year. So he's 41.
If that's what he wants to go with, that's totally fine by me. But I mean, I guess that is kind of old to be a ball boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, once he said it, I was sitting over here dying like, oh boy, this is just, Uncle Rico being Uncle Rico. He likes to, have fun.
Yeah.
He doesn't care to embarrass himself. He says it all the time.
I feel like, and I don't know if this is what the sprinkling to RJ was. Probably not. But either way, it just seems like a good alternative. I feel like a thing that would make more sense to me would be like the first pitch.
Oh, yeah, that would be sick.
Because like they obviously get so many people to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So like that seems like something that obviously older people do too as well. Not just, like the middle school or high school.
Yeah. And maybe we can get him a ball boy with the Brooklyn Cyclones or something, the Syracuse Mets, maybe
let's get Will Ferrell out there taking it in bat.
I don't know why you gotta bring that up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
come on.
No, didn't Will Ferrell do the Dodgers or something like that?
He did. I'm pretty sure he did like a lot of teams. Like
I could be wrong, but I think for spring training, I think he played a game with every team. I think, which is pretty crazy, Ferrell, dude. I mean, that's kind of
he's hilarious.
It's pretty iconic. I know Brian is looking at me like you can't. You know a lot. You can't talk to Brian about Will Ferrell.
Well, I just feel like though. I mean, to have an actor.
Well, he doesn't know who Will Ferrell is.
No, but to have an actor play in a Major League Baseball game, spring training or not, doesn't make any sense. It's gimmicky.
It is a gimmick.
Yeah. Do you like to have any fun when it comes to sports? Jesus.
But I feel like
Brian wants to win.
Introducing things that have nothing to do with
it's
baseball.
Spring training, Tony. I mean, my goodness. I mean, if you're not gonna have fun in spring training, I mean, you're gonna end up like the Mets. You're gonna have Tua throwing up the first pitch. What are we doing?
Why you gotta bring that in? What the hell? What are you talking about?
That's something about like having fun. But really, was it having fun or was it a joke? Something that you get ridiculed for?
Yeah, but like that's also kind of different because that has nothing to do with the game.
But there's nothing.
She's not pitching in the game.
There's nothing that says that you need Will Ferrell batting in a game. It's just like, you know what I mean? And not everybody likes Will Ferrell.
You're right. I don't know if that actually. I feel like I would have heard about if Will Ferrell was actually like batting in the game.
No, he was. I remember.
In spring training, he did. I remember. I was working at MLB Network. Yeah, dude, he was literally he suited up and they had him mic'd up, played the outfield for an inning, would bat, and then he'd be out. Sort of deal. It was just part of.
I mean, like I said, you got to bring some type of fun to the game. That's probably them, another way of trying to get, I guess, kids into the game.
I mean, of course. Plus, spring training ratings are low. Like, and again, I think
nobody really cares about spring training, Barnes. Maybe only you. Who knows?
Honestly, not.
But anyway,
yeah. Well, I just think because it's all sports, but I just think sometimes we get a little too like I don't know what the word is, but maybe like cross-platform ish, like that everything needs to go together. And it's like there are certain reasons why certain things are the way they are. And it's like everything doesn't need to be mushed together.
The only cross-platform things that I actually like, and it's not really cross-platform, I guess, it's when like the NBA announcers announce college games, and then the college announcers announce NBA games. I don't really think they do that no more. They used to do that a lot.
They
and then
definitely
when
did it recently, not that long ago. All right.
Yeah, I think it was like a couple years ago they did it, and they kind of used to do it with college too, because that's how like Kirk Herbstreit got into the NFL now too, or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yep. They
things
used
like
to have
things
them
like
do Monday Night Football, the second team, when they had the doubleheader on the first game of the
yeah,
season.
with
Fowler.
Who was he was no, but now who was Al Michaels with?
Well, Al Michaels is with Herbstreit.
Right. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, not no more, right? Because it's Tirico.
No, Tirico is still with Collinsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so Michaels is still gonna be calling games?
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, hopefully he picks it up, because we've had a couple of blunders with him the last couple of years.
But it was interesting, and he seemed kind of almost miserable. The games weren't good. But then I remember last year when Tony's favorite guy of all time, Jason Kelsey, came into the booth. He was like cheesing the whole game. I don't know if you remember that, Tony.
Actually,
maybe he doesn't like Kirk. Maybe he doesn't like Kirk. Maybe Kirk doesn't bring the.
I think it's just Thursday night games just usually aren't good. That's the problem.
That too. Oh, I also called in because I don't know if he's listening. This psychopath Matt Ryan.
Haven't heard
I don't
from
know
him.
what gate. I don't know what gate he's gonna be at tomorrow, but I would love to meet him. I guess.
I would love to see like just a little like video of that.
Yeah, or even like a photo of you two.
Like, I'm gonna get a photo and video and
shout out.
Hell yeah, dude, that would be great.
If I actually, that's why I messaged. I mean, I had put the thing in the thing yesterday to ask him what gate he was at. He said he needed to ask. I don't know how you need to ask what gate you're going to. I mean, just go to a gate and get into the stadium. But anyway, so hopefully he gives that information to y'all. Maybe, I don't know, or he hears this because he's listening to the show, and he so if he gives it to y'all, just let me know, or if anything, give him like my Instagram name information, I guess, so we could talk. But yeah, that's why I kind of called in too. So I'm gonna let you guys get to work, because I know you got a whole show to host, talk about golf and all that other stuff.
That's right.
Barnes.
No, thanks for calling in, bro.
Barnes, take it easy, man. It's only spring training. And Tony, hope your Mets win tonight. That was rough last night, man. I was watching that.
Oh, I know. I really don't even want to talk about it, Lonnie, to be honest. But yes, we're back to next game tonight. Let's go, dude.
All right, you guys be good.
All right, you too, man.
Too, dude. Peace out.
Yanni. So a good call in there. It'll be interesting to see what I kind of. What do you think? What I said is what is going to end up being like the thing he got the information on, the first pitch.
That's a great question.
What else? I mean, other than that, it would be some like meeting.
What would be the good news? Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's nothing else.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So I also think maybe like a minor league
minor leagues
thing,
but that's I don't know. Right. You know what I mean? It's like if he's going for try to be the Mets bat boy and then you tell him, oh, you could go to Brooklyn for the Cyclones. Yeah. A little different.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it is a little different. But Brooklyn Cyclones, come on, dude. Coney Island, Nathan.
The Ferry Hawks, dude.
The Ferry Hawks, dude. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to tune in tomorrow to see Lonnie call in and hear about it.
Yeah, exactly. So interested to see what he says about that. But let's just go, Tony, to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it, Tony. Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeouts.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So unfortunately, another disappointing loss last night for the Yankees, 5-2. So dropping 2 of 3 in DC, heading home for the weekend. With a series with the Cardinals off today. And really, what happened here Rodon just did not get off to a good start. And by the time that he settled in, it was too little too late. 2 runs in the first inning. Pitch com issues left and
my
right.
gosh, dude.
A leadoff home run to Cruz. James Wood scoring on a balk.
He was freaking
he was
heated,
pissed. And it's just
dude.
one of those things where, listen, I know there were some pitch com issues, but I think in this one, honestly, I mean, who knows? But it just felt like Rodon just let the emotions get the best of him.
Definitely, dude.
And like I said, by the time he honed in, too little, too late. So he ends up giving him 5 2/3, but he gives up 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. So throws 100 pitches, was 1 out away from 6 innings. But, it's just, it was a combination of that. So that gets you off on the wrong foot. But you feel pretty good. Jazz with that home run to center made it 2-1. So you cut the deficit to 1, and Jazz with the power since he came over to the Yankees. I believe that was his 21st home run of the season, or 22nd. So he's really been hitting the ball out here. But unfortunately, he only got 1 other run besides that. Rodon gives up another 2 runs in the second. Runners are running left and right. Just not in sync there.
I think he gave up 3 stolen bags by the second inning.
Yeah, and
something like that.
Overall 1, 2, 3. 3 stolen bases. Yeah. So that just puts you behind the 8 ball. But so it's a combination of him not getting off to a good enough start, not keeping the team into the game long enough. Next thing you know, it's 5-1 at the end of 4. After a couple of singles and a double by Cruz. And then Judge does get a 2-out single to score Verdugo. But this was one of those games where, once again, the runners in scoring position, Tony 1 for 13. Nationals go for, 4 for 11. They win the game. We lose. You have to come through in those situations. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, after seeming like, from the Colorado series, the first game of this series, that the offense, had found some good rhythm. The left-handed starter, I guess that rearing its ugly head again. You look at it here, Gore goes 6 innings, only giving up 2 runs, striking out 6. And you look at his game log before that, he had been getting hammered. So it just felt like a very much so missed opportunity. Your bullpen, pitched 2 1/3 scoreless, but like I said, it was just too little, too late. Opportunities in the 8th and 9th inning. Glaber in a big spot, but striking out, just not been able to catch up to the 98, 99 mile an hour heat by Kyle Finnegan. The Yankees lose this game. So it's disappointing. Fortunately, though, Orioles did lose to the Dodgers. So the Yankees remain a game up in the AL East. They had this stat out there, but it's like, I think against teams that are under 500, they're barely over 500.
They're 24 and 20.
24 and 20, but then it's like what?
54 and 36 against better
Yeah.
teams above 500.
So it's just one of those things.
Which is first in the league, by the way.
It doesn't make sense. But then again, it's like, I guess the only thing that, at the end of the day, you're never going to feel good about losing. But I guess it's like, these teams, obviously you're not going to be seen in the postseason, and you've beaten the teams that are within, your type of level. So you just have to hope that translates to the postseason. But, you also would like to put some separation between you and the Orioles. So, at minimum here, St. Louis, definitely a mediocre team. You got to win 2 out of 3, and it would be nice to just make a statement, have a sweep. It seems like it's been a while since they've had a sweep.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, St. Louis does fall under the category of under 500, 1 game under. I don't know if they have a game today. But either way, you just want to be on the ball for that one. And I saw it too, I guess. I don't know if it might change, but for right now, they're planning on starting Will Warren.
Are they actually?
Oh, I keep fucking yelling. What bad?
Long night, dude?
Not really. I was probably sleeping before 11. But got up early. Alarm was at 5:30. Got up at like 5 of 6. Just try to get up earlier, but it's like we can only do so much. But
Yeah.
just start earlier. Even if it's not exactly at that time, it still helps. But yeah. So I mean, let's go. I mean, it's just like you didn't like seeing this, but you just had to move on from it, and you just hope that you're getting all these kinks out of the way now. Before we get to postseason.
Yeah, dude. I mean, any concern about, let's say, the lineup against lefties? Soto's been ice cold. I think he's like 0 for 14 this year.
Yeah, he didn't get a hit in the series, which is very surprising.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's just we've talked about it so many times, but
Whoa,
dude.
Wiki.
There's peaks and valleys of the season. Guys are going to be in slumps, and again, better now than later on. So that's really all. That's really all you can hope for.
How about Rodon?
Yeah, I mean, it's just right now. It's interesting. I mean, you think about your playoff pitching rotations. It's almost like Cole 1, Nestor 2, and then it's like Stroman and Rodon for that third spot, and then it's like, well, maybe if Heel comes back, he pitches well, he'll be your third starter, and then it's between them two and Clark for that fourth spot.
Who you taking?
I mean,
Stroman.
Almost seems like Clark if he pitches well.
Really?
He's pitched well in the minors, had another appearance for Somerset last night. Yeah, I don't like what I've seen out of Rodon and Stroman. It's just been very up and down. But I'm sure contract, all that stuff. I mean, Rodon will be given every opportunity to start a playoff game, that's for sure. But yeah, so off tonight, and then the Matthew Ryan Yanni game, 7:05 tomorrow. Stroman versus Eric Fetty. So like I said, St. Louis hasn't been playing well. They have a game against the Padres today, and then we'll travel to New York. So with that being said as well, a lot of travel, not an off day. No excuse not to really come out with your best effort tomorrow.
Yeah, no, you're totally right, dude. I think the off day will help for sure.
So yeah, I mean that's really all to say. But at the end of the day, we're still right where we need to be, but it's just like you really would love to see a rock solid last month here to give all of us fans, the confidence, and the players themselves the confidence that things will finally go their way come October.
Yeah, that would be great. Like you said, having that confidence momentum going to October. I mean, that's what propels teams. We've seen it even teams that aren't good during the year. Momentum into the postseason carries them through. So that's what you need.
Yeah. So okay, I just got I'll talk to you about it after, but I just got you're actually gonna love this, but I'm not putting you on blast, Michael, because I'm not saying the context of the text. But I got I think you'll know what I'm saying, but a reassuring text from Michael Butka.
Okay, dude. Good.
We didn't lose him too much.
Yeah.
This is not Michael Bucket, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, that's all I got. I know the Mets blew it. We talked about it before the game. Tough one against a team that you're kind of competing with here in the Diamondbacks. What happened?
What happened? Nothing great, I guess, really happened after the loss of last night. Absolute gut wrenching here because the Mets, I was literally laid down the roadmap for the Mets the other day when we thought Eduardo was pitching. But Rodriguez, obviously hasn't pitched a ton this year, out for 4 months. Whatever, pitched well, but hasn't pitched more than 5 innings. So I was like, hey man, be patient. The late night Mets, they'll strike late in the game. They can hold off, hopefully, a lead here. And they kind of did that. They didn't hold off the lead, though, unfortunately. But starting the game off here, Luis Severino gets, the start. He goes 4 2/3, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 9 Ks, gave up 2 home runs. And it started bottom of the second there. Wouldn't you know it, former Met great here, Luis Guillorme, does get an RBI single that scores Gurriel Jr., Gurriel, who did play a pretty big part, I guess, in the game, but we'll get to that in a second. But right away, dude, Severino didn't have his best stuff.
Sevy off in the desert.
Yeah, not great, dude. And then to make matters worse, in the second inning, he takes a comebacker straight to the shin.
Wow.
Stayed in, ends up getting the out, ball like kind of bounced right into his glove. Gets the out, but is like in some severe discomfort. Mendoza, the trainer, to the mound, but does stay in, dude. But unfortunately, this was bottom of the second. After that, he walks Gurriel, loses some control, gives up a RBI single, excuse me, to Del Castillo, strikes out Suarez, but then Guillorme, that was the RBI single right there. Ends up getting out of the inning, striking out Perdomo, which is fine, but you're still definitely worried about it. I mean, the guy was kind of limping. Rodriguez was pitching. I think he retired the first 15 batters he faced too. Change-ups, breaking balls, a lot of balls that were hit hard, getting lost in center field over there at Chase Field. So we know that could happen. So I guess maybe a little bit of unluckiness too. But regardless, the quirks of the stadium. Bottom of the third here, Peterson gives up a 2-run blast to Jock Peterson. Towering home run, like absolutely just roped it, dude.
Wow.
I think it was just a pitch down the middle. It may have been a fastball. Maybe it was a breaking ball. It was a sweeper that didn't really break.
You can't give him a cookie.
You can't give him a cookie, and especially like with Jock. I mean, we know he's not a phenomenal player,
but he
does have power, dude.
Right there, the
and he loves. I feel like he loves going like inside and pulling the ball. Which is exactly what he did there. So just like that, you're down 3-0. You're not feeling great. Like I said, Rodriguez comes here, retires his first 15 batters, top of the fourth, gets through, 3 up, 3 down. As we have Renee, dude.
Proper good morning. She's learned.
Wow, dude. I don't know if that was really a proper one.
Oh, yeah. It was very, very short.
Very short.
Yeah.
Now don't even fucking talk
like
to
a
me.
cup of coffee.
So top of the fifth here. Oh, by the way, sorry. Bottom of the fifth, the second home run from Severino, Corbin Carroll. That was his 5th home run in 11 games. We'll get to him in a second as well. But it's 4-0, just like that. Top of the 5th. Like I said, batters stay patient. You can get to Rodriguez at some point. Lead off walk to Nimmo. Great way to draw a walk. Alonso grounds to third. Nimmo goes up to second. Martinez, RBI double here, off the wall, scores Nimmo. Iglesias flies out. So you have 2 runners on. A runner on, 2 outs. Alvarez, RBI single, scores Martinez. Bader, who's been ice cold recently, 2-run blast, ties the game up just like that. Rodriguez gets through the rest of the inning, but it's 4-4. The damage is certainly done. Top of the 6th, Rodriguez ends up coming out of the game after Marte reaches and the Nimmo grounds out, right? So 1 out, Marte on third. Ginkel comes in. I don't know much about Ginkel for the Diamondbacks, but regardless, Alonso sac fly to left. Gurriel's in left field. It wasn't really that deep. I wouldn't say it's shallow either. But obviously Marte tags up. The throw comes in perfect to the catcher. I forgot the catcher's name for the D-backs.
Isn't it Montero?
Del Castillo was catching last night. But dude, the throw was perfect. Like Marte should have been out by like a couple feet. Head first slide, does the old like swim move. And I don't know. I mean, Del Castillo is not covering home plate. So Marte ends up scoring. And it's so funny because I'm watching this and I'm like, dude, I'm so tight. Because really, like, Del Castillo is catching the ball and Marte's like, I don't know, probably 15 feet away still. But then again, that slide, Del Castillo wasn't expecting it. Scores. Mets take the lead. Tony's riled. Just like that, dude.
Just like that.
No, literally. Like, I was like, dude, this is perfect. Just the way we drew it up here. Brazoban comes in for the 6th, gets 2 batters. Young does come in to get Carroll to fly out. Young comes back in the 7th. McCarthy grounds out to first. So you have an out. Pearson gets walked. And then Mendoza brings in Garrett for the last out. Strikes out Bell to get him.
Tommy, by the way, live comment. Sorry, I'm late, boys. Tommy, we'll let it slide this time, bud.
But not again.
Yeah,
no more, dude. So again, I don't know. It was just kind of a weird like carousel that Mendoza was doing for the like I don't know why he felt the need to plunk these pitchers before the innings are over. Like this is like what? So again, Brazoban comes in the 6th, doesn't finish it. Brings in Young. Young comes back out for the 7th. Doesn't finish the 7th. Doesn't even brought in Garrett for just the 1 out. Matone comes in the 8th. Obviously, doesn't let him finish the 8th.
Yeah. No, and the same thing just happened yesterday with like the Yankees. Like obviously Rodon had already blown it. Here we are. There's 1 out to go in the 6th inning, and there's no one on. He gets the first 2 guys just because he's at 100 pitches. Let's say. I mean, at this point, I mean, why not just like finish the inning.
And it's like, I don't know. Do I understand maybe you don't have the most confidence in your bullpen pieces, but it's a 1-run game. Why are you doing all these? Why are you putting all these different pitchers where any of them could get popped at any moment, just not have it, And again, Matone,
Oh yeah,
leadoff walk, which is
Yeah.
tough, but then gets the next 2 outs.
Yeah, no, it's like, it'll never make sense. That
It
will
doesn't
never
make any
to
sense
me.
at all. I'm really like dumbfounded by this. So Diaz comes in. Unfortunately, gives up back-to-back walks, bases are juiced, and then what was it was it Profar on the Padre? No. Jack who's the rookie on the outfielder for the Padres?
Oh, Merrill. Jackson Merrill.
Jackson Merrill. Yeah. Was it Jackson Merrill? Yeah, I think
hit
so.
The home run off Diaz.
Hit the home run off Diaz. Literally almost the same pitch to Corbin Carroll.
What was the pitch?
It was like what type of pitch it was? I'm pretty sure it was just a sweeper, but just no movement over the middle, lay an egg.
And like absolutely torched. I mean,
I think it went
center.
Oh no, I guess this one went 396. But off the bat, you kind of knew it.
Yeah. Diaz throwing shit in the dugout.
I didn't see him throw anything, but I mean, obviously his face was not good, dude. Yeah, his face did say it all. And I think he knew. I mean, that's a total fuck up, dude. Like a complete total fuck up. But of course, classic. Next batter, McCarthy grounds out right away to first, ends the inning. And it's like, again, you can blame Diaz. I mean, I am blaming Diaz. He fucking served it up. But at the same time, like he really should never have been in that situation.
But is there something for you that's like you're kind of like, wow, like we might need to rethink this, or it's like you can't because he's stuck here with his contract?
Rethink Diaz? I mean, again, like rethink it in terms of who's our closer. Yes. Rethink it in terms of getting rid of him. Probably not. Again, the contract.
Right. But even with that, it's like you can't have a $25 million setup, man.
I know. But again, if he's blowing games, though, like, yeah, gonna have to. Exactly.
Move him to the rotation?
Sure. But it's also, again, like, I'm not making excuses for him because at the end of the day, it's just like be better. But also, like, I feel like the guy has been totally mismanaged since he's been here. He hasn't had a ton of save opportunities.
Right.
He hasn't been used a ton, even in non-save situations. He hasn't, like, Mendoza wasn't trotting him out there just to get him looks, even though he's had limited.
So you will want him pitching only 1 inning and pitching the 9th inning or extra innings only.
Literally. And yeah, after all that, he's not pitching a lot. And then in a big spot, you're going to ask him to get 4 outs. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, really, and it's not even specific to him, but once Matone gets those 2 guys in a row.
Settled in. Like, let's go, dude. Why would you pull him?
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense, dude. And again, Mendoza does this a few times this year now. And it just, again, does not make much sense to me. And I think it's stupid. And I think, again, not that it's totally his fault the way Diaz is playing, but I would imagine it hinders bullpen guys. Like, if I'm a closer, I want to come in the 9th for 3 outs and fucking do my thing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to come in with a runner on in the 8th.
Right.
And again, like, I also would love to know, like, the communication between him and Diaz. Like, as Mendoza's saying, hey, man, tonight, like, I'm going to put you in the 8th inning. If this person's coming up, you're going to be coming in the 8th inning for this specific batter. Like, I want to know if Diaz is fucking ready to even come in that 8th inning, or if it's Mendoza just kind of springing this, is like, all right, like, you're warming up just in case, and then all of a sudden you're in, Because again, I mean, Diaz, especially in the closing role, your mental game is huge. Being prepared for certain batters is even more important for closers, So I don't know, dude. I think that Mendoza is certainly mismanaging the bullpen, even though the bullpen sucks. But still, he's not doing it any favors by managing it like this. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Now, if it was up to you, would Diaz be trotted out there for the next save opportunity?
I mean, now, no. There's no fucking way I can trot him out there again.
Yeah.
There's no way, dude.
Who would you put out there?
It's a great question. I would say Nunez. Unfortunately, I think yesterday, in a rehab start, forearm tightness, not good. So I mean, at this point, dude, like
Matone,
I guess
just to give a different look?
I guess, dude. I mean, technically, I guess Reed Garrett has the most experience in terms of
And
closing
he-
out
and I think
games
he
this
had
year.
a couple saves, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has quite a few, and he's had some good spots. But again, you don't trust that guy entirely.
Right.
I wouldn't trust Young out there.
But is it just me? I mean, you would know better. But didn't they like take Diaz out of the closing role and then say it was going to be like a little bit,
And
and
then
then
it
it ended
wasn't.
up being like 1 or 2 games, and then he was back in there?
I don't know about 1 or 2 games, but yeah, I mean, it seemed like that they like what looked like where it would be like, yo, we're gonna take him out of the closing role and like let him work on some stuff became we're just not gonna use him for a little bit, and then we're gonna put him back in the closing
Right
role.
away.
And it's like he didn't come in and pitch in the 7th or the 8th. Like he never did that. That was that stretch run of not seeing him at all.
But do you think that's an ego thing too? He doesn't want to do that.
I
He's
don't
not gonna
think
say
so.
that publicly. A lot of these closers, though, they have their routines. They don't like,
Right.
like Chapman, and who was the other guy? Was it Hader that doesn't want to pitch in the 8th?
Oh, really?
I think Hader's like that as well.
I mean, if that is the case, that's terrible. And if I'm Mendoza, I'd be like, all right, well then I'm not going to pitch you at all, especially now. But I don't know. It's going to be hard. Again, I know yesterday my sentiment was get him out there in the 9th and give him another look. Again, I would have got him out there in the 9th. But now at this point, dude, you'd imagine his confidence is shattered. My confidence in him is definitely wavering.
Way down, yeah.
And again, too, to give up those runs off of sweepers too. It just doesn't that makes it sit even less.
The hanging sweeper.
I know, dude. Like that's not good. It's and he did it twice. It was kind of the same pitch, dude.
Yeah.
It's tough, dude. Again, it sucks because a couple injuries to the bullpen too this year. Drew Smith out for the year. I mean, it's tough. There is no other actual closer.
Yeah, but I think it's like give him the actual break and stick to it. And I would say, I mean, at the minimum, I mean, I think it's being light, but like at least 3 appearances, not in the 9th inning.
Yeah, no,
right?
I know.
And see if he's dominant.
They didn't do that at all, really.
Yeah.
While you have his like game logs up right now, or
No,
you just talking? Because I want to see. Honestly, I want to like see where. Because I don't think.
But it might not show what inning he came in, though, right?
I mean, I guess not. But I mean, I feel like I could kind of tell.
And while you're dissecting that for a second, we have Josh B, rookie of the year from last year and probable rookie of the year this year. That's pretty crazy in reference to Carroll and
he's
Merrill.
sick, dude.
And then he says Tommy, Josh, and then Tommy says both New York teams with some serious closer doubts. And then Josh saying, I have been saying it for 3 years now. Clay is in it as a closer. And then Michael saying Legends tonight will be one of the most epic DTV streams to date. Right back at you, brother.
Dude, that's a fact. Gonna have some cool things planned for tonight. Yeah, I'm very down. I really can't wait, dude. And I guess honestly, the game logs here do give you innings, right? 9 to game finish. Is that what that means, right?
Yep.
Which again, I mean,
he's 9th. He's in the 9th.
9th. July 30th, he was in the 8th against Minnesota, and that was at home. So he pitched the 8th and not the 9th. So, but that was another save there. But again, I mean, like, obviously a few times in August, non-save opportunities. Same thing too in July. And that was the area when he started, I guess, kind of.
But like you're saying going into the 8th. Or that was supposed to be the rest.
That was supposed to be the rest. That was, like he came back. I think it was after this blown save July 7th, I want to say. Trying to remember.
But if you look at August, I mean, before these last 2 appearances, I mean, he was scoreless and he was scoreless in 5 out of 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But it's just one of those things. Like we saw it with Brad Lidge back in the day. One big home run sometimes just really shakes someone up.
Yeah. And now again, like, back-to-back outings too. Kind of losing the game here. I mean, it's not good, dude. You can't be doing this.
Maybe I was gonna say just to see if it would be any different, but then I don't want the contract, but I was gonna say maybe there's like and actually it doesn't make sense because Clay's a free agent. Whatever. I was just gonna say free agent spot, but I'm kind of curious what you say. Do you think at this point Obviously, Diaz like overall has had better seasons in the past, but right now, would you say it's just like a kind of a coin flip Holmes
Between the
and
two of them?
Diaz?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, looking at these game logs, I mean, do you think it's more of Mendoza maybe mismanaging him sometimes? That's why he's getting all jacked up?
I mean, he wasn't mismanaged on the 25th against the Padres. He just
No, that's
served
true. He
up.
just came in the night and he served one up.
And then ninth. I mean, what else do you want him to do? You're saying like, and then he's pitching every
Yeah.
I mean, some days he's going 3 or 4 days, so that he needs to pitch more. I mean, is that what it is, or?
Yeah, maybe. Because I feel like too, it's just I don't know, like not seeing him pitch for an extended period of time probably doesn't help him.
Yeah,
right. There's no way that helps him.
you wouldn't think so.
I don't know. If you were a closer, would you want to pitch like every other day almost?
I mean, I think
Every
it would
2
be.
days?
Let's say you have on average 6 games a week. I think you want to be in 4 of them
Yeah,
because it's not, and that's even heavy if you think about it. 4 out of 6, but then
3 out of 6
days pitched 4 out of 7 because the off day.
Right.
I think that's not too bad.
Yeah, no, not at all, dude.
3 to 4 days a week, pretty much.
Interesting.
So, yeah, be
Guess we'll
interesting
see.
to see what they do. But yeah, I would say give him a few appearances where he's not coming in that late in the game. You might see something different. The Mets have a game tonight, right?
D-backs.
What's the
Final game. Peterson is pitching against. I don't know.
not Gallen?
No. Well, no. Actually, I don't think Gallen. We're not going to get Gallen this series. Hold on, let's see. It'll be Reen Nelson, dude.
But I think recently, terrible start, but I think he's kind of picked it up.
I feel like I want to say yes.
David Peterson,
and
no relation to Scott.
No relation to Scott Peterson. Reen Nelson here. Nelson, yeah, I guess so. I mean, 2, 4, 5, 9 earned runs in his last 5 starts.
Yeah, I mean, he's pitched pretty well. He had 1 clunk, but 4 out of 5 starts have been very good.
Strikeouts seem to be there too. Yeah. Looks like
You're
it.
a little nervous.
Distance.
Is it over? No, I'm just kidding. Those are the type of questions that you ask me sometimes. Are you losing confidence though?
No. I mean, that loss last night is so effing tough.
Oh,
dude.
wait. Actually, let's get a little check-in though. Like, I think last time we talked about this, you were low 60s in terms of the confidence meter.
Yeah.
Still there? Or are we down to 50?
Yeah, you'd love that if we're down to 50.
No,
No, I still think we're
Same
there.
thing.
Same thing right now.
And what is the exact number? 1 to 100.
62.
62.
62,
Okay.
dude.
Gotcha.
All right. And it is tough. I think what the Diamondbacks, the Braves have won 9 of their last 11 games. Like they've been kind of tearing.
You
it
had
up a
to
little
figure
bit,
though
dude.
that was coming. I know they've had a lot of injuries, but I'm saying they played really bad for a while.
I know, dude. I honestly really thought too, like the injuries would hurt them more. I kind of thought Sale would taper a little bit.
Sale, oh my god.
And then honestly, Max Fried was on the IL like last week. I thought, oh, maybe he'll start to have an injury problem, taper as well. Schwellenbach is a rookie. He's not going to be great the rest of the year.
The only guy who's been struggling is Morton, and he'll give you 7.
He still get Oh my god, dude.
Boy, I didn't realize the Mets were 4 games back now, and that's for the 3rd wild card. Oh,
correct.
Okay,
because the Braves won last night again, dude.
Wow.
They don't stop they don't stop winning. Like it's crazy.
So basically, that's very important.
Again, like 30 games left here, including a series against the Braves, which is going to be just absolutely diabolical. Hopefully that, we're still in the running at that point. But yes, dude, this game tonight, huge. Thankfully, Peterson on the mound, 8-1 record, 2.85.
Can't believe that.
Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, what was the deal? Did he miss a lot of time to begin the season and then miss time again? What was or is it just
I think it was just the beginning of the year.
Okay, but he missed a month or more?
Yeah, I think the first month.
Okay.
Maybe 6 weeks, maybe.
Gotcha.
But has been killing it, dude. The sinker has been just inducing so many ground outs. And being that he is a lefty.
Well, you told me
better.
Gore is a righty, so do we know that he's a lefty? I'm just kidding. I know he's a
lefty.
lefty.
He's a lefty, right? Yes, I'm sorry to confuse.
I can't, Tony. I shouldn't be telling you what
I get confused with lefties and righties sometimes, dude.
Really though?
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't.
I'm surprised though, just on the Mets, that you wouldn't just automatically know that though.
Yeah, that's with everybody.
Because I just feel like it's like for me anyway with the Yankees, it feels like there's not too many lefties.
Yeah, no, there isn't at all.
Nestor's a lefty,
and I think
Rodon's
about seeing Peterson with his pickoff move, like to first, because he's staring at first. Yeah. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
I feel like he actually has not. Whatever. Okay, so he's only made 15 starts, so he probably missed at least 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he also like wasn't in the rotation
Okay, they
for
had
a
him in the
little bit,
bullpen.
dude. Yeah.
I'm showing that he was in the rotation all year.
You sure about that?
15 starts, 15 games.
Maybe.
85 innings, 66 strikeouts. Thought he struck out more guys than that typically. Because for his career, he's over a strikeout in innings. But
yeah, but no, this year again, sinker groundouts is what he's been going
Groundouts.
to.
But yeah, I mean he's only he's allowed 2 runs or less his last 5 starts and has gone at least 6 innings in 4 out of 5. So
Lights out stuff, dude.
the Mets have also won 4 of his last starts, 4 in a row, 4 out of 5. If you want to call it that.
Yeah, I mean, I think across every stat there, he's one of the best pitchers for the Mets here.
Any concern, because we saw Sevy coming off a couple good starts that now we see the other side here.
I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Sevy's a different type of pitcher too. Sevy does like to hammer that fastball. And then when he loses that fastball, he goes to the sweeper, which again seems to not be there when his fastball isn't there. And I think Peterson, again, he goes a lot for more of the contact, the ground outs. And he's been more consistent than Sevy.
Yeah.
So I don't have that feeling where it's like, oh, Peterson had a good start last time out, he's due for a bad one. He's been consistently solid. I think there was 15 starts. So no, I'm not that worried about that.
And then bottom of the 9th tonight, 4-3 Mets. Who's coming in?
If I had to guess, Garrett, I guess
Garrett.
Garrett.
And recently, has he been okay or no?
Yeah.
What's his ERA? Do you know? Is he righty or lefty? Don't look it up. He's definitely a righty.
He's a righty for sure. ERA, I want to say
I'm gonna look this up.
2.9.
All right, let's see. You think you're gonna be like right there with this?
No. I really am not sure.
3.83.
Damn it.
Come on, Tony.
That's not good.
But listen, I mean, we'll see what happens, right? And we'll see what happens in a full-on abbreviated baseball. A little late there, Tony, but a baseball frenzy. Nevertheless, a little bittersweet one.
Yeah. Definitely a little bittersweet here, but you know the deal. I'm not going to fade the Mets here tonight. Now with our best starting pitcher on the mound, dude, in David Peterson. Let's go. The last game here against the D-backs. You want to end the series out right, dude. Mets here are even on the money line. How about that? Some confidence there in Peterson and the boys. Your over-under will be set at 8.5 as it's been here. The rubber match, okay, dude? Let's see if the Mets could keep Corbin Carroll from leaving the park.
Like a full-on frenzy, but
Yeah,
a full-on political
frenzy. Oh, my God, so funny. So let's get the bats going, too. I know last night, you had Bader hitting well. Alvarez, the RBI single. Nimmo getting on the bags. JD bringing him in. Let's get Lindor and Alonso back in the mix here tonight. Reen Nelson. I mean, come on, dude. Give me a break here. I know it's pitched a lot for the Diamondbacks this year, but a 4.2 ERA. Mentioned his last few starts doing well, eating innings. Let's just absolutely fucking pop this, guys. Give him 13 home runs on the year, too. I guess this isn't bad for him. Regardless, I think the Mets could get to him early. I want them swinging for the fences early and often. I don't want no late night Mets, okay? Like I said, early and often, Brian. First inning, leadoff, home run. Francisco Lindor.
How many this year?
How many is he going to end with?
Idea. No, how many leadoff home runs? He probably has.
Leadoff?
Right?
7?
It's a lot. Boy, that is is that actually?
No, I don't know. I'm taking a shot here. I mean, that's a tough stat to know off the top of your dome.
It is.
I mean,
it is.
But then again, maybe I should know. Brian holds me to a high standard. So I hold the Mets to a high standard. Who are going to win this game tonight? As I said, the offense early and often. Peterson goes 7 shutout innings. Mets win 7-0. Mets in the under.
A little different here. Feels like a little naked without the Yankees playing. But I am going to go in terms of the pick selection, Tony, you pervert. I'm going to go with Bobby Miller and the Dodgers. Miller had really struggled earlier this year.
Fantasy.
Injured, had to drop him, just came back. Seems like he's kind of finding his footing somewhat. in the Orioles. You never know what you're going to get. They win the first game 3-2, lose last night 6-4, and I think they lose again tonight. I think Miller finally really has a solid performance here. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, and for Tony's fantasy team, I'm going to say Shohei with not 1, not 2, but matching Yordan Alvarez's 3 home runs from yesterday.
Let's go.
And I'm going to say the Dodgers are going to end up taking this game by the score of 6-1. So it's the Dodgers and it's the under.
Absolutely love it here. Let's go check the clocks here today. 2:10 p.m. The Rangers taking on the White Sox in Chicago. Watch out. We have Nathan Eovaldi on the mound. Chicago here, plus 210 on the money line. If you're interested in making a few shekels, but probably not, though. Rangers looking to complete the sweep here with Eovaldi, 9-7. Tough record for the Rangers in general. But Nathan here, 3.79 ERA, going up against Nick Nastrini, who's 0-5 with an 8.39 ERA. Speaking of batting practice, dude, Marcus Semien, maybe a couple dingers tonight for my fantasy team. Corey Seager on Brian's team?
No.
Oh.
Come on.
I thought you had him in the league, though.
No.
Oh. Well, regardless.
The argument with Lindor and the shortstops.
Yeah, maybe. C.J. Abrams. The Rangers here, over under 8.5. I mean, I think it'd be batting practice, honestly. Maybe the White Sox put out a couple. Rangers win. And I say for the first time this series, it goes on the over. They win 6-3. Let's go.
All right. So I'm going to go to a game where there's a pitching matchup of a couple old friends here. And that would be Michael King and Sonny Gray. King has really found his form this year, 11-7, 3.14. First full season as a starting pitcher here. Gray, great start, kind of has tapered recently on your fantasy team.
That's correct.
Has tapered, right?
Yeah.
A big taper.
Yeah.
I think the taper, unfortunately, continues. The Padres are just playing on another level here. But I think they are going to win this game. I think pitchers duel early, maybe 2-0 Padres after 6. And then maybe the bullpen coughs up a run or two. End of the day, though, the Padres end up winning this game 4-2. Padres in the under.
Love that call with the Padres in the under there. Good job. Let's go to Boston here as the Red Sox are taking on the Blue Jays. It's a 4-game series between the two. Boston leads 2-1, and I think they're going to lead 3-1 after tonight. Boston here, minus 145 on the money line, over 8.5. Cutter Crawford, 8-11, 4.19 ERA. Struggling right now. I think a huge bounce-back start by him. He's going to have some good starts this year against the Mets, against the Yankees even, we saw. And I think he's going to have some nice offensive support. Devers early on, maybe Jaron Duran as well, who's batting almost 300 this year. Excuse me. Blue Jays, I kind of found a little bit of their way. They're winning some games here. Vladdy started to heat up, 27 home runs for him on the year. But I think it's going to be an absolute Cutter Crawford night here. I say he goes 7 innings, maybe 2 earned runs. Red Sox put out a few. They win this game, though. I'll say maybe 4-2, 5-2, if that. But regardless, Red Sox and you're under for the night at Fenway.
All right. So third game, final game, going with another old friend, a Connecticut native, Uncle Chuck on the hill in Philadelphia, going up against Christopher Sanchez. Braves have been hot. No other way to say it. Postseason lives on the line. Phillies, I mean, obviously overall record still good. Winning 4 out of 5, actually, just that 10-0 loss to the Stros yesterday. But nevertheless, I think over the past month or two have been up and down for sure. And I think Atlanta playing with that sense of urgency, 7 strong from Chuck. And I think they end up winning this game by the mark of 8-5. So the Braves in the over, and just like that is your baseball frenzy, Tony.
Good job.
Tight about Uncle Chuck.
I mean, come on, are you kidding me?
I mean, they are on a heater. And the Phillies did just lose 10-0 yesterday.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, but it's not law averages that quick.
No, I think it is, though, for the Phillies.
Well, obviously you want it to be. But nevertheless, I mean, this is an important kind of day here for the Mets for both games, because especially if it's a double negative here, then all of a sudden you're 5 back when you were just a game and a half back last week.
Maybe 2 weeks ago, yeah.
I feel like it was last week at some point.
No.
I think inside of 2. Definitely.
Inside of 2, like 13 days.
Regardless, you're tight. And the 62 is bullshit.
Kind of ridiculous, dude. It really is such hogwash, dude. And the Braves, of course, winning now is so stupid. But they're gonna lose tonight, dude. Morton is due to give it up.
Yeah. But I have to ask though, like after a game like last night, like what is it? Is it just do you just stand by the notion that you've seen the Mets play some really good baseball this year at times? And it's like, even though they have bad games, you never know when that's around the corner. I mean, that is where the 62 comes into play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, who do you feel like moving forward is the most important player? Like, whose shoulders is this on? Who do you see taking them where they need to be here?
I mean, I would say Francisco Lindor for sure.
I didn't realize his average is up to 270. Hasn't hit that high in a little while, no?
No, dude. I think he was teetering at 265 for a long time, went back down a little bit, and then climbing back up.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost getting to Cleveland Guardian.
Dude,
Lindor.
people like he's had such a crazy turnaround in his year from what looked like his worst year he was going to have as a Met is now slowly turning into his best. So
you're just hoping it's a September to remember. Right?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, Tony. You say 62, but I look on your face. Is it just stress or is it wavering confidence?
No, I think it is stress because it is. I mean, again, like September, like it's every year. Dude.
Yeah,
it's gotta be a good September in order to get to the postseason. And it's just tough, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, it's tough to have the confidence to have the sit over here in this side of the room and be confident.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's gonna happen, dude. They're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna make the wild card. The Braves will taper. That series against the Braves, they may even get swept. That's right, dude.
Wow.
And I hope Morton's in there. I hope Morton's in the rotation at that time.
Going for the jugular. Hey, honestly, Tony, I respected that because I'm always like I'm always like that too with stuff. Like, oh, you're gonna doubt me?
Yeah.
You just can't wait to go after whoever that is, Dan Grassa. That's just how it is, right?
Yeah. Where's Spencer Strider now?
Oh man. Dude. So that is just so funny. But nevertheless, here we are, and we have a great evening, Tony, upon us. Josh B can't wait once, but twice.
Can't wait.
And maybe somehow he'll get in the mix, the Discord, right? I mean, somehow we can.
Yeah, he better. I mean, the phone lines are going to be open, like all night during the draft and stuff. So it's like, obviously call in. Like we'll talk about your picks, why your team is bad, Josh, like stuff like that.
And I feel like just from our phones too, because I think I could be wrong because he mentioned this the other day. I don't know. I think they're going to do some type of Discord.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So we could always pull that up on our phone, like multiple viewing platforms.
Wow,
he said he's setting up a Discord.
Let's freaking go, dude.
So,
yeah. Are you gonna draft on your phone or?
I'm trying to think.
Because I'm probably gonna do it off my laptop.
It's funny. I haven't done a laptop draft in a while,
especially with the way the new Yahoo app
Discord
is.
And stuff. I probably will, honestly. Yeah, I probably will.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I feel like I want to like be able to be in the stream to share our screens while we draft and stuff. That'd be fucking sick, dude.
Yeah. So we'll get all that popping. The food will be flowing, Tony. And then MLB to start off the jump too is going to be nuts.
I mean, fuck it up, dude.
I haven't been a while. It's been a while.
Draft order will be randomly determined approximately 30 minutes before the draft begins, dude.
Let's go.
I didn't know that.
Let's go.
Just read that.
Everybody is fired up. I can't wait.
You name your team yet? Double B's Ballers.
Yep.
With the shark.
The shark.
That's so funny.
But yeah, we're gonna get underway. 6 o'clock for the gaming quarter lead into. So we'll see all you guys then.
That's gonna be so sick, dude.
I cannot wait. But once again, I would like to thank everybody for joining us today and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives in the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day. Enjoy the game.
Let's go, Mets!
We will see you later on. How about that? Let's go Yankees, though.
Hey, guys. Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.